I'm a lamp. 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 I'm a lamp.
Make your grocery list. Pay for your bucket list.
We're ready for takeoff.
Make so much more than money when you earn Scene Plus points with Scotiabank Everyday Banking. Conditions apply. Learn more at scotiabank.com/banking packages. You're richer than you think.
Alright folks, welcome back. It's been a little while, but I don't think it's been too long because not much has happened since what we spoke about last time. Basically, we are on exact trajectory for the ideas and the momentum we were looking at last time. So I didn't rush in here to put another video out because the last video was still very relevant. I hope everyone's been having a great few weeks since I think it's only been a week and a half. Hope the week and a half's been amazing. All the trades are great. And here we are again. We're going to go over the Bitcoin chart. We're going to go over the dominance chart. We're going to go over the market cap chart. And then we're going to break some alts down and see where we were, where we are, and where we think we might be going. That's all we can do here in this space, is try our best to navigate through price action and come out on top. If you're here joining us, thank you so much for being here. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. We are slowly trying to beat the algorithm. It's a slow, gruesome battle, I'm sure a lot of you know. But we're not here to give up. We're here to keep on pushing. Let us grow. That's the whole point. That's the motto. We've been saying it for almost 8 years now. My son will be 9 soon, so we've been saying let us grow for at least 8+ years at this point. Alright, so the last time we spoke, we were back here rising up, and we were looking to break out of this. We did in fact break out. We put in a lower high, we confirmed our pattern idea, and we ran down to this level. We tried to hold, but we broke through, and now we're looking at this bearish retest idea, right? We're looking to either see us hold and push up and continue, and psych everyone out, or we're going to get that continuation on our pattern here, which we were expecting to do. We were looking for the breakdown, hoping for the break up. So here we are now, and we are slowly losing our momentum, and we're just going to watch these levels. And what we're going to do is we're going to watch every time we hit one of these levels, we're going to look for a bullish pattern to form in this area to give us an idea that we might hold and make a push. Now, if you're not seeing what I'm seeing, come join me in the Discord. Because in the Discord, we have been sharing this thing out step by step. We've been going over Bitcoin step by step, line for line. We've been going over the odd alt even in the free side. Actually, I've been concentrating on one alt because I'm trying to show the free side that what we're watching is what matters and we're not watching anything else. So the one altcoin that we've been sharing in the free side and the paid side consistently has been the one altcoin that has been outperforming. And not only have we been, calling out for the runs to happen all the way from in the lower areas here, but we've also been looking at the tops and where they might happen. And we've been calling those out as well. So you're looking for the support, we've got it. You're looking for the rejection area, we've got it. Join the Discord. And this here AI rig at the top of our idea. We're looking for it to pull back now. And then down we did in fact go. Okay, so all the information's there in the Discord as well. But let's get back into looking at what's going on with our price action. Obviously, we just talked about Bitcoin. We have managed to pull down below and break below. So what we need to see now is a push back in, or we're going to get rejected here, and we're looking to start breaking down levels. Now we have some levels in mind. I'm not going to share too much of how and why these levels are in mind, but if you want to know more about that, that's why you need to get into the Discord. Links are down below, all right? So let's take a look at market cap, Bitcoin dominance, see why they correlate and how they correlate with the price action, and then we'll move on to some altcoin stuff. Okay, so as far as dominance goes, we've been looking at this pattern. We haven't changed it in a long time. Lo and behold, we're still looking at the exact same thing. What we want to see is dominance start to lose. Bitcoin starts to lose the battle. We want to get below this level. In my opinion, this level is the level we want to get below. When we do get below that level, we're really going to see alts be successful. Until then, okay, we're still playing in the wish-wash that was Bitcoin running and being crazy. So be safe. Once we break that level, or once we peak out up here, I mean, if we could see a crazy push up here, get some divergence, I'm all in on alts. But until we see that happen, we have to just take our history and make our new decision. So we're not quite there yet, but we are so close. Promise. All right, market cap total. Not much has changed. Obviously, we've been watching this range, and we're actually pushing down below that range right now. Does that mean it's the end of the world? No. It just means this idea can play out, and we could see a bit of ranging. We could get boring for a year, all right? Everybody's getting scared. 6 months, we get boring. Just a little bit of a pattern here. And then what's going to happen is we're going to do one more pullback, and we're going to rapidly change everything, hold these levels again, and break back up, right? So it's nothing to worry about, but it's just understanding where we are and why we're there. We have to kind of be patient right now because the market's kind of in limbo. There's a lot of indecision. Fear and greed's all messed up. Hey, the Monitor. First time in the stream, mate. Blessings. It's nice to see you here. Appreciate you stopping by. We're looking to catch these big moves and these big runs early so that we're not in a panic when they all happen. So that's it. I mean, those two things correlate with each other very well. We're seeing total pull back slightly, and we're seeing Bitcoin dominance hit a area of indecision where people are unsure because of things that happened historically last time. So there's a lot of question in the market. People are losing confidence in their decisions. Momentum is going to start to swing in the other direction. You can smell the fear in the air. It's thick with fear, if I'm being honest with you right now. The market is very thick with fear right now, and that's something to pay attention to. All right, so let's kind of head down the alt list and see how this is going to break down and line up with everything we just talked about as far as dominance prices and Bitcoin prices go. We'll go to this side because the other side's for the paid group. If you want to see the other side, you got to come see me in the Discord and have a nice chat with me. Okay, so we'll go to the higher time frames and just take a look at what we've been talking about. Ethereum, last time we spoke, we were looking at this rising wedge, little pullback, breaking up through our small inconsistent line here. So we're going to just readjust this time around. Have this data last time and we do now. So this is our triangle now, right? We're going to readjust, and we're honestly looking to pull down, carry on with the momentum we're seeing right now. The trend is your friend. But we're looking to catch and start making that move up on a much bigger time frame idea, right? Much like over here, we're looking for the momentum to swing back around after all this consolidation and give us a push. much like we would have had down here if we take the time to go do it way back in the day. By the way, this group existed way back here. All right, so as you can see, we're following a pattern. Okay, and we're looking to play in this range and hold this. This could range out a little bit farther than I have represented in this first initial curve here. But the idea is that we're going to see that higher low, higher high, and we're going to make that change in momentum. After all of this, we're finally going to make a push. Now, we're not going to go to $100,000, but what we're going to do is we're going to push up and get that higher high, and that's going to be a big, big deal for Ethereum. Will we pull right back? Yeah, probably 80%, 90%, as altcoins do. But the fact is, we need to let this cool off to get that next push. Soluna, we were watching last time. We were in this pattern falling down, and we were looking to catch support on this level. Obviously, we did catch support. Had a nice little bump. What did we ran from the 120 area up to the 150 area. But again, pulled back down, looking to hold here. And this doesn't change from our last video. We're either going to break up out of this curve trend. We're going to smash up through this, hold and run, and come back up to test these levels. Or we're going to get rejected, break down below, and things are going to go a little stale in this area for a while. Then we're gonna maybe wick down, test some support levels from previous areas, and find a level ground. But this is the area that we were looking at to make our entries on our bounce ideas, and we definitely had a nice little run in all of these places. And remember, these charts were drawn 2 videos ago. I drew these charts 1 month ago at this point. Even on this one, we drew these charts were drawn 1 month ago. Slightly altered here and there, but just remember that. These numbers we've been watching for a long time. Bitcoin, I haven't touched the chart in a while, and it just keeps bouncing off of our ideas and our numbers. Technical analysis always wins, and it always will. If someone's telling you it doesn't, they don't know what they're talking about. All right, so GRT last time. I'm not sure if we've got Dave B in here right now. But last time we were looking at GRT to bust up out of this thing, and boy did it ever. But unfortunately, it stopped at our higher level idea and rolled back over. So we definitely got our support on this lower level that we drew out across here. We definitely came down, got some support, and made a nice push. But now we're doing a bit of a pullback. And again, think about what we're talking about with dominance. Think about what we're talking about with Bitcoin, and it's kind of perfect. It's the perfect storm. All right, so BNB here. Last time we were on BNB, we were watching for it to finish out this run. We were looking to top out here in this level, pushed a little higher than we expected, but then it did do a double top with bearish divergence, if you will note, and we pushed back down to this lower area. So right now we're still holding and respecting this pattern, and it temporarily could be a bullish pattern. What we want to see is this range out and break up above, hold up above this level, and then make a move. If we're unable to do that, we're gonna look at some type of a continuation triangle over time. Our idea is gonna be a continuation triangle instead. And what we'll do is, instead of breaking out of the top and retesting, we're gonna break out of the bottom and retest. And instead of the bullish retest, we'll get the bearish retest and we'll push down. So again, we were looking at a fourth touch here for our run up, and we got it. 1, 2, 3, fourth touch, nice move up. And then based on this point and this point, that gave us the idea for rejection. This. Alright, so this is your range. You want to see it respect this, and then at this point we're consolidating enough that you're going to want to make your decision based on whether we break or whether we break. You know, you don't want to jump in the middle. If you had the opportunity to get in at the very bottom and then just put a stop loss in there where you're happy, fine. You did that based on our previous idea, but you don't want to just jump in right now and have it come back down for a double bottom and or completely get rejected and bearish retest and roll. So there's a time and a place for everything. Trump coin. We keep watching. Again, same thing. We were looking to catch a bounce. We caught a bounce. Didn't go as far as we were hoping. We were looking for the push and the double bottom. So really, we're on schedule for a push and a double bottom. But we really want to see it, you know, hold here, confirm, and then that might give us momentum to push out of this pattern in a bullish way. This level, it's so important that this level holds, especially with this wild scam wick. It's very important that this holds with that double bottom idea for us to actually make that break and push. Okay, so link, same thing. We were looking at this big curve pattern, and we were also looking at this falling wedge pattern. So we haven't really left this area with link. Not much has happened. We were looking to consolidate in here. The idea was that we were maybe gonna hold here, try to push this, and then basically that's gonna look like all of the other ones that we have with this. We're either gonna come up and out of here and go, or we're gonna get rejected. Consolidate first. What we're looking for is all of these big low levels where we know we can make entries for bounces. And we're looking for patterns that are bullish. Okay, so we had render last week. Again, now this was a big range to be looking in. But what we did is we drew this level and we copy and pasted and we pulled it down to this level, somewhere around this level. You know, even here, right to this wick pullback. So, I mean, it really did make the dip down, but it got a lot of attention when it finally made that move and it went into this range that we were looking at. Now, yes, it went to the bottom of the range, but it had a very nice run afterwards. And I would go as far as to extend this now. And since we're having the pullback that we're having, I wouldn't call us breaking through this curve until we do it for a second time now. Because if we really pay attention here, we can pull down to those actual candles a lot closer. Excuse me. And so I think what we're looking at is something like that. So we did make the break from our lower area to our higher. And again, same thing with this. We're looking to consolidate in here. We're either going to lose this level and bump to this level, or we're going to hold this level, break out of this big, large curved range. We're going to roll over out of it. And then once we do that, we'll finally start to push up for higher levels. But our idea last video was that this point, this point, this point, and this point was going to lead to some kind of a bounce when we finally made it down here. And that's exactly what we did see happen. And as we push up to our top ideas, we didn't quite get to the range, but pretty close, and we're gonna roll back over now, right? So again, we're just taking it for what it is as it comes at us. Arrow's very new. We say that every time we look at it. We don't have a lot of price action to look at for arrow, so again, we're just watching. I honestly don't have a lot to say about this. I don't usually. It's just too new to have a lot of information. You know, we have a range. Here's a range. That's the best we can do. Now, if you want to zoom in and look at lower time frame stuff, we can do that. Talk to me in the group, though. We can take all of these patterns that we're looking at, and we can use them on smaller time frames. But you have to be pretty smart about what you're doing. Things change very fast on the small time frames, and you have to be ready to change with them. I mean, essentially, the best thing I could say about this is, you know, we've got the downtrend, the up, the down, the up, the down. So ideally, we're looking to come somewhere. I mean, it's going to be quite a large range because it's such a new coin, right? So, but ideally, we're looking to see the same pattern play out. You get your falling wedge, rising wedge, falling wedge, rising wedge. All right, and obviously you have your upper trends. Okay. And the great thing about paying attention to things on these higher time frames is when you do see that move, you're not dealing with 0.25%. When you see a downtrend and you see a push out of it and you draw your line and you say, okay, yeah, we've got a big falling wedge, and then we break out and then we create another falling wedge on top of that. Like, even if you got in anywhere here on the idea that you're going to make that higher up, that's an insane run every single time. I mean, you don't have to get into the very bottom of it. You don't have to nail down here. What you're doing is identifying the trend change. Okay, so the trend isn't changing yet. We're lower low, or sorry, we're a lower high, and we could very well come down to a lower low. What you're looking for is that push up to the higher high, and then you get the higher low, and everybody jumps in. You're on your way down, you get your higher high, you get your higher low, and then away it goes, and it does its run. So you don't have to get the very bottom. If you want to do that, then you're looking at buying the 4th or 5th touch on the bottom of these falling wedges, which we talk about doing all the time, right? You're looking to catch the bottom of these falling wedge patterns. Maybe you miss it twice and get stopped out, but when you catch it this next time and you get a 400% run, I don't think you're going to be too worried about it. But it takes patience to watch the charts on the high time frames, and you have to see these patterns break out on those high time frames. You can't go into the 4-minute time frame and get confirmation on a candle breakout. You have to wait for that daily close to get that idea. You have to see the pattern break, and they're clean. The lines are clean. The only thing you're not doing is buying anything anywhere at the top. It's the only thing you're not going to do is breakout trade. Oh, all-time high. Throw your backpack at it. Nope, don't do that. Oh, we broke a level. Throw your backpack at it. Nope, don't do that. That's a lie. Those people are taking your money. What you want to do, not financial advice, never take advice from a guy on YouTube, is you want to be entering down here. All right, that's enough of that. On to the next one. If you're with us today, thank you so much for joining us. please smash like, subscribe. We're going to be around. Chicken or the egg? What came first? 3 votes. The egg's winning. The egg's winning. All right. I dig it. Okay. XRP. We're looking at this big channel here. Very big pattern idea. Double top. Divergence we were looking at. Okay? That's what we were looking at last video. And what's happened since we spoke, we have just been rolling down here. We did catch a bounce, make a nice little run inside of our range, but ultimately rejection and pushing back down. So not much has changed on this either. We're really looking at the top. In my personal opinion, this is more likely than this for something like XRP. But we have to remember XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, they're all, Litecoin even, they're all, in my opinion, in the dinosaur class. And what I mean when I say the dinosaur class is they're old and stagnant. So it takes a lot of money to move those big things. They're slow, you know, they have to eat a lot, big giant monsters. And they don't move as fast as some of these other coins are going to move with a lot less money in them. So I really do think that we could see a significant pullback on something like that. Doesn't mean we have to, but it's possible for the big ones, the big dinosaurs. And the reason that that needs to happen is because the only way that we pump all of the altcoins is by cashing out on all of the big dinosaur coins. And then what happens is we go from the big cap, the big market cap, to the mid market cap, to the small market cap, to the micro market cap, and we cycle through alt season, and then we rotate that money back into the big dinosaurs so we can move them again. And that's how the big whales are moving the markets. And then they take all of that and they pump gold, right? Obviously, when it's all said and done, they take all of that and they pump gold. There's no way it's that easy, right? I know. Come on. But it is. They play golf all day. They're not that smart. Come on. All right. Virtual. Same thing, really. I mean, we were looking to catch a bounce here based on 1-2 points with the wick in the middle, and we hit that point and we had a really nice run. We didn't make it all the way to the top, but if we pull this down to, say, this level, you know, maybe we got a little aggressive with this point, but we got pretty close to this level here, and the plan stays the same. We're looking to consolidate in this range, and what we want to see is we want to see us bursting out, holding, and making that higher high, right? If we can get the higher high, higher low, push to the higher high, get the higher low, we're gonna see the swing. If we cannot get the higher high, or if we get the higher high with divergence on a higher time frame, we're going to swing dramatically in the other direction. But we've consolidated for a long time. Look at these patterns. Look at how consolidated these patterns are all becoming. All right, we're in like 3-4 year triangles. This is the time, and people are not really zooming out enough. I watch so many streamers and I love them all. They're all amazing, but we're spending so much time zoomed right in on the 1 minute to the 12 minute, and no one's looking at what's happening on the big time frame. And what we're about to see is a market change, momentum shift, like we haven't seen since 2019, 2020. And it's gonna blow people's socks off of their feet, and no one's gonna be ready for it. So I'm here screaming at the top of my lungs, trying to help people get ready for this. Not much has changed with this. We've been looking at it every time, and I'm waiting for it to impress me. But since we drew this and we smashed below and then got rejected, and this is ideally what you're looking for in a good situation, is you're going to see the breakdown, hopefully not that aggressive, But then you're going to get the bearish retest and you're going to get rejected. And then that's when we lead into the reversal of this. Actually, I can just pull this one over for the sake of it. That's when you're going to lead into the reverse of this, and this is going to now become this drawn out S pattern that runs in the other direction, right? So now we've kind of lost all our momentum on this by not being able to hold any levels.
And Square's there for all of it.
Oh, where is it?
In person with Square Kiosk.
Uh-oh, that's not a good sound. Did my premium fail this month? I think I just heard an ad, folks. That's not supposed to happen. I pay for premium for a reason. I'll look into that after the stream. Sorry about that. Anyways, so this is what we're looking at now. We're going to look to hold these levels and push this range. Now we'll have to hold this because we weren't able to hold this break out of the top and run. So then this becomes our new range idea. You go from having ideas of aggressively entering over here to being a little more patient pretty fast when you start to see big levels like this break. Like, you got to think, this is 3 years ago. We've held, we broke through, and then we got rejected. That's a big deal. So that's going to change a lot, right? So again, our attention is on the ones that aren't acting like that, the coins that aren't responding that way. Near, not much has changed. Really, actually, it's been pretty inactive. We just kind of zigzagged right down in our range from last time. If anything, we've actually started to break this level. I mean, we really want to hold here, just based on the fact that the entirety of this coin's life, it's never broken this level. And that could scare people a bit. What we want to see is we want to hold, make our way up. Or we just want to push right out. Have it run with everything else, right? But that comes down to dominance, and that comes down to Bitcoin. Dr. Goat, perfect. Happy to have you here, man. Thanks so much, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Be well. Thanks so much for smashing the like and subscribe button. It's hard out here, so everything counts. Thank you. All right, Cody, old DeFi, basically a dinosaur, but not quite what I would call a dinosaur. I mean, it doesn't have the market cap to be a dinosaur. But here we are at these very low levels, and we keep watching this poor thing. We keep having to drop it lower, but I'm still optimistic that we're going to catch a range, and we're going to hold this range for a while, and we're going to find ourselves a trade here at some point. But it's not today, in my personal opinion. I say that now, and this will be the one that just goes, bish, makes the big run, right? But no, that's what we're looking at. These previous levels, and we're going to try to see if we can find a bullish pattern. This is where you would zoom in, and you're waiting to find a very bullish looking pattern. You want to see a nice falling wedge somewhere. Again, I don't think we're there on this yet. But we wait. ADA. ADA's going to plan. I see no problems with ADA. Alright, here, let me go back. We'll take a look at it. Alright, so last time around, big consolidation, had this big curve idea, broke up, and this is what we're doing again. The exact same thing over again here. So I really do think that ADA is close to the low low. And what that, I don't mean that it's close to the low low and then nothing's going to happen. I mean it's close to the lowest point it's been at in this range for a while, and this is going to be the last big touch before we see the big move. Much like over here, you get that big gut-wrenching, scare you, make you sell everything, call your mom, run away from home, whatever it is you do. It's going to destroy your life, this candle, and then it's going to run. So I'm expecting the same thing up here. Big, disgusting pullback. You wake up, everybody says crypto's dead. You fill out your McDonald's application. That was the bottom. And away we go. And once again, just like we did on the last chart, you have two options. You can wait for that breakout of the level, or you can be paying attention on the retests of these levels. I can tell you who plays more golf, and that's about all I'll say. Dogecoin, same thing, the exact same thing. We're looking at the exact same thing on Dogecoin, which makes sense. They're from the same era, if you will. But we're looking for the same thing. We're wanting to see somewhere in this range catch the bounce. We want to see that higher high, higher low, and we're looking to see this momentum change. We are actually looking for like red light flashing altcoins to run. But could it be this month? Could it be 6 months? Or could it be 1 year? None of those things are relevant. The only thing that's relevant is that you're making your entries at these lower levels. You're scaling in, you're planting seeds. Maybe you're on spot trade, no leverage, no problems, and you're just buying things on red days. When everybody's panicking, you're just buying a little bit more and carrying on with your life. These are the times to be making those decisions, right? And doing things like that. Again, not financial advice, but these are the times to be doing that. You're not waiting for everybody to freak out when Dogecoin breaks this level. If you're the guy that buys Dogecoin when it gets up here and breaks this level because your friend at work said he made $100,000, you're the guy that's fueling the market. Don't be that guy. Be the guy that's down here, realistically looking at levels and patiently waiting for those entries. Can you start dollar cost averaging in up here lightly and keep dollar cost averaging in all the way through this whole process and still end up on top when we make a higher high? Yes, you can. The only thing you really don't want to do is be the aggressive buyer when the market's been moving for a month or two. So these are the times to watch, right? All right, Zora, again, very new, not enough data to be confident. Actually, I mean, that's kind of holding. Not enough data to be confident. But we're definitely better off on these small entries. You can go in here and check a smaller time frame. Okay, so you want to see this. You want to see that play out and hold. And then the way that you're going to utilize that information is you're going to expect that you could, maybe see a run. Easy first target, second target if you're lucky, and then you're going to have to pick a spot for your stop loss below your price action here. right? But you're looking for a pattern to hold and make a small move based on these higher level ideas. And that whole pattern is just a tiny little pattern inside of the bigger picture, but you're using all of this information on the higher time frames to confirm your idea and give you a better edge when it comes to making that decision, right? Zeus. We were looking at this nice pattern and we were being very cautious because it was new. We fell through. We even drew this falling wedge as an idea. Got a little run inside of it, but you know what? It just keeps pushing lower. Now that I say that, though, I am going to put my boots on it that there's a run there. You're going to see this pattern play out now. Now, we didn't have this data last video because we hadn't really pushed down to that lower level. But what I'm seeing right now is I am seeing a momentum change while price action's disagreeing and doing the opposite. I'll be looking again for some kind of a bounce off of this. Now we could start to consider something like this. Which isn't a terrible situation, right? Once you're done with that sell-off, you know, you're going to have your accumulation and your markup, and you're going to have your distribution and your markdown. When you're done markdown, you're going to want to see a nice, healthy accumulation phase where your price is holding, whether it's up or down. You're going to want to see a nice, healthy range hold, right? And that's what we'd be looking for next on this. Cookie. Well, we were looking to enter down here, but we were just hoping it would range a little longer for us. But our entry was down here. Our idea for entry is in here if we hold, which we did not do, or down at this level. So we're down in that entry idea. We're hoping that we hold down here. And again, that's just going to cause this to range out. But we've got a little more data now, and we're going to extend that. Okay, so again, this is not a terrible looking coin, but it's one that now, instead of having that confidence that we're going to see a hold on our pattern and to push and to run like we saw with some of these triangles, what we're going to see is a bit of people are going to lose confidence in the idea, and it's going to linger for a while, okay? All right, guys, give me just 20 seconds here. I've got to go up my coffee, and I will be right back in 2 seconds. Going to throw the stunt double up.
This is my mind. This is my
All right, we're back. Thanks, folks. Okay. Let's move to the next one here. All right, SIE. Same thing, right? We were looking to catch a bounce here. We did catch a bounce at this range. Now we're down here again, and we are looking to hold for a double bottom. We want to see some divergence here. That's going to give us the idea that we're going to make our push up. Then we're going to get our run to the top of the pattern. Do we break out, go higher, higher highs? Not necessarily. We're looking to at least make a run up to the top of our pattern ideas. Okay? We're happy to get up here. And then once this starts to consolidate, that's when we're really looking for that reversal. And somewhere in here, you're going to start to see that reversal happen. And then that's when we're going to actually see this big run for alts. And it's going to be fast, and it's going to pull back. We've seen it time and time again. It's this, and the entirety of this is this. Okay? This is this. This produced this. This will produce something as well. Promise. I promise you that. What I'm trying to get through everybody's head in this stream and in the past few streams that I've been doing is that everybody needs to be watching not up here when we finally break this level, but down here as we're holding these levels, because buying down here compared to buying up here is completely different. Okay? The same move. Well, not even. How big is this move? There to there. So as we start to grow, we can copy and paste this. As that price starts to climb, all right, something's glitching out. Why is it copy and pasting that so much? I'm not doing that. Hold on. That is not me. Okay. I don't know what that was. Okay. So yeah, we're looking at a range here. And when you look at something like this, this is a great pattern. You have an entry idea. You have a stop loss idea. And you have a target idea. If your price action happens to break up above that and do a retest and keep running, congratulations, you just caught the bottom. If it doesn't do that, you've at least bought something down here. You know, you get a bounce. Even if you sold down here or, you know, took some profits here and pulled your stop loss up, you buying at the bottom of these ideas is going to give you a lot more room to be wrong and give you some profits at the same time. Compared to if you're waiting for the price action to get up here every time, what happens most of the time when we get up here, people are trying to get in on this breakout trade, and it just rolls over and drops out. But again, you can go into those smaller time frames and you can see what patterns you're dealing with, and that's going to help you make that decision. Because if you were to go into a smaller time frame, you're going to see that you're at the top of your idea and you're making this curve pattern, and boy oh boy do you drop out of it. Okay, so what you're looking for down here now is the same thing in the reverse, right? You're looking to see this happen down here. And that's going to give you that little run up to here. It's not going to make us disappear into space because, I mean, potentially you could just see this again. And that's what's happening over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? It's just one to the other, to the other, to the other. So you're looking at these ranges, right? And you're trying to find the best point of trajectory from this range, from the end of this range into this range. And then you're trying to find the best point of trajectory from out of this range into this range. Okay? And it's just over and over and over and over again. God, that's got to be one of the cleanest representations I could have ever made of that. I hope that it's something that people can start to see. Because that's really what's happening. That's really how this market is. All of them. Moving on. Aave AI. Well, we're holding. We're holding our line. We're holding our idea. And again, we want to hold this level and then push and break, to start seeing higher momentum. Get rid of this and get rid of this, just to simplify this for now. Bring this down. Get less greedy. Okay, so we're looking for this level to hold. Give us a push. Or again, if we break below the level, we're looking for confidence to be lost, momentum to switch. And then this is going to go on the back burner for a while. But while it's down at these lower levels, we hunt for a smaller pattern. And we try to find a good entry with the least risk on the idea that we're going to make these runs. And this is the time to do that. Pi. We never spend a lot of time talking about pi. Boy, we went from here to here though, didn't we? Real fast. I don't have anything to say about pi. Alright, AI rig. My goodness, we caught this curve. We caught this. We had a nice run. What was it? Like 400%? That was, wow. We gave this out in the group. It's 700% right there. Wow, 700%. Anyways, we also gave this out in the group, which was another 158%. And then the last time that I shared this in the group, we were up here bragging about the run that we had, and I came on even in the free side and I said, hey, here's the pattern, guys. We're done now. This is it. We're done. Pattern over. And boy, oh boy, that is exactly what happened. Pattern done. Okay, so we gave this out. We gave this out. And we gave this out. And I didn't overshare any other altcoin. If you go back and look through my Discord, the only altcoin that I shared in the past little bit, I concentrated on this, and then I shared some Bitcoin stuff. And while everything else was doing what it was doing, this one was performing based on the bullish patterns, and it performed very well. So, the proof is in the pudding. Moving on. Cubic. Still 3 ranges. If it's gonna move, it's gonna move now. What if it's not going to move? I mean, look at this. We've got boom, boom, up, boom, boom, up, boom, boom. Mog coin, very new. Not too worried about it. I mean, same thing though, right? You're starting to see it now. Dog eat Doge. Down in this lower range. We actually broke down further than we were hoping to, but we did wick close back up inside of here. Did we do that on the daily too? We did actually, even the daily, right? I mean, we dropped lower than we wanted to, but we did close back in. So we're looking to hold here. And we're looking to see something like this play out. And we make that push. Nothing's changed. It's just taking a little longer than expected. Emmy, my boy. I am almost through the list, kiddo. Y'all done your schoolwork? All right. Okay, so Pepe, we were looking at this big range here. We wanted to see it break down below, do a bearish retest. That's exactly what we've been watching for. That's exactly what we've done so far. Is Godzilla good? Oh boy. Got a 3D printer for my son for Christmas, so he started his own 3D printing business, and he's now printing a giant Godzilla. We're doing a 32-hour Godzilla print right now. All right, Shiba Inu, my favorite. Same thing, nothing's changed. We are not getting the momentum to push up through these levels. We're keeping the levels. We can clone them up a little higher, we can clone them down a little lower, but we are keeping the same levels. And this is what we're looking at, right? Okay, we got the range curve breakout. We've got the range curve breakout. We've got the range curve breakout. Now, is it right now? No, because we're probably like here. It's going to get a little darker before the light comes out, but it's going to roll and it's going to push. All right, so that's what we're watching for. We're trying to catch these low-level entries. My channel, my page, my group is not about making an entry when we get up here. It's about making your entries when we're down here. Okay. Gala, same thing, down at this bottom area. All right, so we're at the same thing down here, looking for this range to switch momentum and start pushing up. You know, it's a nice run. It's a very nice run. What we're not doing is waiting for price action to break this high and then make an entry. And once again, I'm going to say this. People that are telling you that either don't know what they're talking about or they're trying to sell their bags off to you. Okay. If someone's telling you that this is a bad place to enter, but this is a good place to enter, you're being bamboozled. Period. Okay. Every single time since the history of this has existed, and it's been at this level, what has it done? And every single time that it's been up here, what has it done? Yet people will come on here and tell you to not make entries until things return to certain levels. very new. Not going to say anything about this. I added this because someone asked me to. This is not an impressive chart, in my opinion. It's got to be one of the nastiest rug pulls I've ever seen. Yucky. Not even on our list anymore. Alright, CRV. Same thing. Okay, we know where our top always comes in, and we know where our bottom comes in. So we're looking to make our entries, you know, scaling in these lowers, patiently waiting for these uppers. And you cannot go wrong. The only place you go wrong is when you come to the computer when it's up here and you make your entries. If you're waiting patiently to see these levels and trading on these levels, you're going to see bounces. Give yourself room to set a stop loss in profit. We have to wait for the levels. We don't make entries in the middle. And we use previous price action to tell us where we think that price action is going to go to. IOTA. I can't believe this chart's empty. I have a very awesome chart for this, and it's looking really good on the other side of things. That's for the other side of things, not for YouTube. All right, so SUI. I see no problems until this breaks. Right? Currently, I see no problems until this breaks. And for now, in my opinion, you're going to hold a range. You could probably even get away with this. Okay? Break up. Break up. So if we can hold and we can push, we're going to break up. Just to prove my point a little bit more, I'm going to point out that each of these looks like the same pattern we've been watching the entire time. Okay? Just so that we can understand what's happening every single time, over and over and over again. Okay? And once again, do you want to be the person that's paying attention up here? Or do you want to be the person that's paying attention down here? And that's really how easy it is to look at all of these situations in the higher time frames and break them down. Wild coin, same thing. Okay, so we're looking for a hold. We're gonna keep this pattern happening until we break out and do a retest. All right, and a retest, you're gonna get the pullback. Maybe you don't run that high up, you know. And then from your retest, you're gonna make your run. So whether you want to get in down here, give yourself a little bit of room if things roll over and you can stop out, or whether you want to wait until up here, give yourself a little bit of room down here for things to stop out. However you choose to do it, the idea is the same. We are getting into these long consolidated patterns, and eventually we are going to get that higher high, higher low, and make our move on the higher time frames. That's inevitable. We got to find ourselves in the right place to make it happen, right? Sonic, very new. We were looking at this. It's kind of played out. I mean, it dropped lower than we expected it to, and it ran up not quite as high as it's so new, right? It's really hard to collect. We can adjust now. We can try to adjust this now. And this is going to be our range. So what we're looking for something like this is it doesn't really have much of a choice, does it? So at this point, it's all or bust. It's now in this range, and if it can break above it, we're gonna push, and if we can't, it's gonna become a thing of the past. That's just crypto. Maybe you get a quick push to here because of this. I'll keep that there, and we'll take it. We'll look at it in a week or two. FET got a very nice chart for this one as well on the other. But here's what we'll do for now for this. It'll go like this. Okay. So we're in this big uptrend. We're in this big up range, and then we've gotten rejected now. And when we get rejected, the idea is not that we are going to die. The idea is that we are going to range for a while. Okay? It's kind of like we had this big upward momentum, formed this big pattern, and then now, unfortunately, we're falling out of this pattern, right? So this is what we got to look at. Okay. This is going to keep giving us our bearish retest. You know, we come up, boom, we get our bearish retest on this pattern, but then we pull back some more. So this pattern, this trend, this is done. We're on to the next trend and the next idea. DOT, we also have a very nice chart for. Actually, you know what? I've got nice charts for all of these. Join the Discord and talk to me. It's well worth your time. DOT. Okay, we'll do that. I'll draw that. I'm not going to break down the whole thing on all of these, or else people wouldn't stay in my paid section. But again, guys, we're looking at the same thing here, okay? Looking at serious consolidation and the potential even for a run to levels like this are insane. Okay. And then we go into the smaller time frames and we look at stuff and we see what this is doing. And then what we want to do is we want to see this form a bullish pattern. Something that we can trade on. The same ideas that we talked about in the other pattern, or in the higher time frames, my apologies. And then when you find that, and you score your best entry possible, you're looking to make a move based on that entry idea. If we're unable to hold the level, again, it's the same thing every time. You're going to break it, you're going to pull down, you're going to do a bearish retest on the level, and you're going to range below. So that's why you've got to choose your stop loss position, your entry position. Consider your risk, all of that. Compound, not much to say. We're really looking for compound to hold down here. Give it a little more grace there, and we can give it a little more grace here. Compound really needs to hold and push here. You go into the smaller time frames and look at things, and you might just see that happening. Okay. Nice push around and up. But again, if we are unable to see that, we're going to lead into this new range. This is why you have to make your decisions at these levels, or at these levels, and nowhere in between. I see you, my boy. I see you. Dad's almost done, I promise. FIL, same thing. Nice range. Super consolidation. Okay. Coming. And this is going to line up with our dominance and our Bitcoin. And if you weren't here at the beginning of the video, go back, because I break down exactly how I'm talking about all of this and why Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin are going to decide what alts do and when they do it. So go look at that if you missed that. But again, same thing, looking at these lower ranges for entry and these higher ranges for exit up until the point that we break them. And then we're looking for that higher high move on the big time frames. Okay? Everything is leading to this. We are going to see a momentum change all across the board. This is an over dramatic example that I did last video. I don't expect it to go that far. It's an over dramatization. The idea remains the same though. Okay, you've got your lower range and your higher range. Things are not going to go to the moon while you sleep, but you could have many opportunities to catch this trade until you get a breakout on it. Okay, smaller moves, patterns inside of patterns. And you're looking for the exact same thing to happen. Okay. So this leads us to believe that we are close to that alt season. I think I'm done over explaining it. We're going to get down to the last of these charts. Same patterns, same ideas. The bottoms of the bottoms on the bigger time frame ideas. Now these last four were requests from people. But again, I mean, we're doing the same thing. All right, this is everywhere with altcoins right now, guys. Everywhere. Notice the patterns. Notice the repetition in the patterns. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 times this has come down to these lower levels and bounced. Will it bounce a 13th time? Probably. If it doesn't, it will do this. Okay? And then it will run and bump. So this is how we use technical analysis as an advantage to all of our plans, right? Same thing with game. Last time we were looking at it, we were down here. We got that higher low, a little bit of a double bottom, had a nice run. And this is, all of these runs were since the last time I did a video. Getting like 700% here, 150% there, 200% there since the last video, based on basic, simple pattern technical analysis. Nothing else. Don't know much to say about this yet. Again, new stuff. These last few were very new. Joined new stuff that people asked for. So these were what we were looking at. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of playing out as we expected. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin again. As we said at the beginning of the video, we need to reclaim up into this level for this range to continue, all right? If we can reclaim this level, this can then become this, and we can drag this pattern out even longer and push back up here one more time. If it fails to do so, we will drop, lose this level, and we will continue to drop down level for level. If you want to know more about what those levels are, please join the Discord. There's a link below. It's free to do so. If you don't want to join the Discord, that's fine. Like and subscribe to the video. Hit the notification with the bell so you can see when I come on next time. I am not going to be here to chat your ear off every single day because I am busy running my group and I'm busy talking to members one-on-one and trading myself because that's how I've been doing it for the past few years of my life. So I'm not going to be here every single day repeating myself, but no, when I come on here and I do a video, it's because I have something to share with you and you might benefit from hearing it. I think we'll stop it there. I hope everyone had a wonderful time, and we will see you next time around. Let us grow, guys. Be well. Cheers.